With Street Fighter 4 out and about and kicking ass like Street Fighter 2 was at its prime, it's high time for Hollywood to make another live-action Street Fighter movie. This time it's Chun-Li, M. Bison, Charlie Nash, Balrog, Vega, and Gin. The story follows Chun-Li's personal history and her journey for justice and revenge. So, does it kick ass like a Street Fighter movie should, or is it a horrible, tragic piece of shit like the first Street Fighter movie? Like it or not, it's time for another Big Angry Nerd movie review.
Quick, change the channel!
Of Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li. For some of you, the day Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li graced your cinema was the most important day of your life.
But for me, it was Tuesday.
No, it wasn't Tuesday. It was Friday, and that was a day I will never forget. Try as I might to forget, this movie is total fucking garbage, and something I will never forget. At first, I thought I was insane in actually thinking that The Legend of Chun-Li was worse than Street Fighter. But, after a good night's sleep, I realized that you would have to be insane to not think that. Yeah. That...
And I'm going to kick that son of a bitch Bison's ass so hard that the next Bison wannabe is gonna feel it.
And that was better than this. Where to begin? Where oh where? Well, let's start with the action. It started off well enough, a fight between Chun-Li's father and Balrog that sets a pretty good backstory and motive for Chun-Li's journey, but instead of whetting your appetite or leaving you hungry for more action, the movie leaves you starving for it, and it doesn't feed it during the entire length of the whole fucking film. The only good part is that the fights are not as bad as they could have been, even if some of them are fucking ridiculously short. The story? Well, you could consider it a prequel to the Street Fighter movie, and even a prequel to Street Fighter 2, but not without a serious stretch of the imagination and with two blind eyes if you even know dick about Street Fighter Alpha. But when Chun-Li loses her father, she seeks out Gin and trains to take M. Bison and Shadow Lu down along with Charlie and Maya. Maya, a non-Street Fighter character made for the movie, is Charlie's partner. It could just be me, but I feel that Chun-Li's narration of her journey and the very real threat of M. Bison's future Shadow Lu apartment complex, mixed with jerky story progression, well, it just makes it fucking suck. I would have left and got my money back halfway through the movie if I wasn't going to be making this review. For a budget of $60 million, the acting in the movie is... okay. I mean, do you think they could have put some of that money into the special effects department? Because there's this one scene with this building explosion that's just... well, I actually laughed out loud in the theater when I saw that. But I don't know what standard Kristen Crook is held up to nowadays, but her role of Chun-Li in the movie was well done, you know, and she could have a serious acting career if this movie doesn't take her career down with it. Michael Clarke Duncan is... Michael Clarke Duncan. He certainly fit the role of Balrog, but he seemed more like a voiceless, faceless lieutenant of Bison than he did a boxer, if he's even one in the movie. Neil McDowell was well, he was a decent enough Bison for the setting and theme of the movie, but he can't hold a candle to Raul Julia's M. Bison, or be as badass as he was. I mean, just look at
across
this.
the world to fight me, soldier. Now is your chance.
What a badass. I felt Robin Shou played the role of Gin very well, but how well he does depends on how you look at Gin as a character. Do you look at Gin as the Street Fighter Alpha and Street Fighter 4 Gin, or as the Udon Comics Gin? Either way, I felt his acting was a plus. Taboo played Vega, and if you're a fan of the Black Eyed Peas, I guess that's supposed to fucking mean something. Vega looked like Vega in the Street Fighter movie, and while he didn't speak, Taboo just doesn't seem fitting. It could be the voice, could be the mask, could be the face. But either way, his screen time was really too short to make any real calls. Detective Maya Suni was played by Moon Bloodgood, and while she isn't a Street Fighter character, her character portrayal was good, and she pulled it off nicely. And last... what, you think I forgot about Chris Klein as Charlie Nash? Boy, I wish I could. I know Chris Klein isn't a bad actor, but if anyone saw him for the first time in this movie, they would have more than enough reason to go and get indoctrinated into the I Hate Chris Klein fan club. I mean, he has his ups and downs in the movie. Sometimes he's really good and sometimes he's really bad. But most of the time, he seems like he's just there to push the story along. I don't know. Better luck next time, Chris. Thanks for doing Say It Isn't So. Ugh. This movie is just awful. It's even worse than Friday the 13th, 2009 in my opinion. So let me say this. If you have not seen a live-action Street Fighter movie, don't see this. Go rent Street Fighter and watch that first. Then, if you're still alive after 7 days and you'd like to piss good money into the wind, go see this movie. But, if you want to save that money and not feel like a total asshole for seeing this film, don't go and see it. Because Street Fighter The Legend of Chun-Li fucking sucks, and it's worth every point of this 4 out of 10.